Hey, good afternoon to all my automotive aftermarket peoples around and in North America. It's Carm Capriato, another Aftermarket Weekly episode. Wow, it's our week 124, and we are with Rena Rennebohm from Empowered Advisor. Hi, Rena.
Hi guys, so good to see you both.
Yeah, well, this is an inaugural episode. This is our first field trip, and we've been talking a lot about it. We have a whole bunch. We have another one in the can, and we're going to go out and record one in a few weeks, actually at Dorman. And it's been so much fun getting out to conferences and going to shops and talking to and finding out what people do sometimes besides the normal job that they have, which is in your case what this is all about. It's a field trip to Rena and her husband Nate's avocado farm. How cool is that? So, Empowered Advisor, you're out there teaching service advisors, and it's got to be an exciting job to actually help people with the number one thing they have to do, and that is to grow sales.
hmm I love what I do. I also love the fact that on the weekends I get to do something completely different. I work from my desk. You guys probably do too, all day. And so it's nice having something that is outside of my desk to keep me just excited and motivated and just something very different
Yeah.
than what I do every day.
Oh, cool. Well, Tracy Capriato is with us. Of course,
I'm
my
on.
right hand person, and she was with us on this particular field trip at Rena's place in Fallbrook, California, just north of San Diego. And let me see. We have so much planned. If you're with us on social media, please give us a high five or a shout, and maybe say something nice to Rena. We are recording this, so we are traveling on the day this is coming out. So it's really kind of cool that we have the power to record all this. Hey, I want to thank Dorman, our great sponsor on the here on the Aftermarket Weekly. Dorman Products creates hundreds of new automotive replacement products every month. Part of what makes Dorman so unique is their ideation of new and innovative products. They have dedicated teams all across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada looking for new product ideas. Since every solution starts with a problem, these teams of researchers, field analysts, product specialists, and contributors consistently visit repair shops and make field calls. Now, this is to best understand the problems the industry is facing. In certain cases, Dorman will manufacture aftermarket replacements so you aren't forced to go back to the OE. Other times, experts take it an additional step, further solving what made the original part problematic in the first place. Solving for a problem is what powers the innovation engine at Dorman. Dorman invests in these OE fix innovations to help you save time, your customer money, and prevent vehicles from coming back to your shop. Want to know more about Dorman? Visit dormanproducts.com/tour. Okay, Rena, I just can't wait to show this video that we took at your place that you call Casa Cielo Farms.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
It means house in the heaven or house in the sky. And it is our little house of heaven.
It's got to be. Hey, you had a show. You did a great show with us.
I did.
One of the role plays, Service Advisor role play number 6. It was episode 245, and we were with let me see, Ethan Smith and Chad Jacks.
Yes.
Okay, so this was one of the episodes that we did kind of a different format, and it was because of you. We did a role play, and then you wanted to do a redo. You wanted to talk to the team, kind of think what happened, and then we
Mhm.
redid it. And that was the first time out of 6 different role plays that we did that we had to
Oh, that's
redo. So
cool.
thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was fun. If you
Yeah,
guys remember, Tracy, do you remember how shocked you were at Chad? You were like,
Oh my gosh, he was hilarious because
so
it was
funny.
about different phone calls and how to answer and what your tone should be. I'm telling you, his side job should be in the movies because he sold it. Each position he sold when he was doing the more of the casual what you shouldn't do, his comments were so hilarious. I was backstage just laughing, dying laughing.
Yes.
Both of them are just dynamo people.
Yes.
All right. So here's the deal. when we knew we were going to the Elite Invitational in San Diego, don't ask me why, but I picked up the phone and asked Rena, and says, we want to come to see your avocado farm. Or maybe you had a standing invitation. I don't remember. And on our whole flight down, actually, I'm breaking the code because I talked about this in the video, didn't I? What was I going to talk to Rena about, and how can I connect avocados that I didn't know a whole lot about to our industry and what Rena does? And so I'm telling you, you're not just going to see this really cool behind the scenes weekend full-time gig that Rena and Nate have in growing 800 avocado trees. You're going to see a connection to the nurturing of avocados and the nurturing of our people in the industry. So let's play the video. Hey, field trip. I don't know what number it is, Tracy. Tracy's behind the camera. Hi, everybody. Rena Rennebohm. I'm sure a bunch of you know Rena. And I'm in San Diego, actually a little north of San Diego, about 60 miles. And we're at the Rena and Nate estate. And that rhymes. It's really cool.
It does.
And we decided to come out here and not only talk to Rena about sales training, but we also wanted to come here and learn a little bit about avocados because they've got avocado trees on the property. And moved down from Seattle about 18 months ago. A great friend. I remember doing a show from her basement in Seattle once, and now I realize I could be here and do studio work here. It's beautiful. So right on her what would you call this, porch?
Porch?
Yeah, porch.
Yeah.
Really neat, nice, beautiful views. I mean, if you can see some of the vistas that are behind us. And what brings us down here is the Elite Invitational is going on in San Diego, and there's 2 days of incredible training that Bob Cooper and his team put together. We're very proud to be part of it. We're going to be taking some really cool podcast episodes away from some really top shop operators here in the U.S. Rena, what's going on with sales training today? I mean, you've been doing this for 12 years. So successful at it. I mean, you're really changing lives out there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would say what's going on with sales training right now is we're really working on making sure that the team is all doing the same thing. So a lot of the times in a shop, you have somebody doing it one way, someone else doing it another way. So we are really focusing on making sure that everyone has the same process.
Yeah, that's the word I took away. If you don't have a singular, similar, focused process, then heck, if Tracy didn't say, Dad, we have to do it this way, I do it my way.
Well, we found that service advisors in one shop, they will check a customer in and it's completely different than the way the other one would. Yeah. We sell different things. We look at an estimate differently. Yeah. And so we're really focused on making sure that if you were to come in and I was to check you in, it would be the same estimate, the same check-in, the same everything, the same process. The DVI would be presented in the same way. Because there's a level of comfort that a customer finds when it's done the same.
Can you imagine getting a complaint from a customer? Mm-hmm. And the customer is saying something that the rest of the team says, well, we don't do it like that.
Right.
Because we broke our rule of putting the same process into play for every situation, every experience, and critical. So you're working on the sales process, getting it similar and the same. And can I almost throw the word communication up on top of there?
Oh, that's probably number one. Yeah. Today I was doing a training at one of the shops that we work with, and the complaint was from one advisor. The service advisor, there's two advisors. One advisor was checking in a customer. The other one came over and corrected the advisor in front of the customer. And the advisor was so upset because he said, that makes us as a shop look like we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, right.
And I have been working with this shop for a while to perfect the process, right? And it's two newer people, so we're still working on perfecting that. But we don't want to have Carm's way and Rena's way. We want to have
our way,
shop way.
Our way,
right?
The shop way.
So it's ABC Auto Repair way. It isn't your way or my way.
It goes so far to ingrain the culture of unique, of oneness. That's the word I was looking for, of oneness. So you moved out, you didn't even tell Nate you were looking at houses. You found a house. This is the first one you looked at. This is the one you bought.
Yes.
You came with some avocados.
Yes.
And I have learned so much about avocados today because, of course, Nate and Rena have got to know everything that they possibly could about them if they don't want their, 700 trees. Oh my, 700, can you imagine? Huh?
It's right now, it's actually 854 trees.
854 trees.
854 trees right now. And so I think of an avocado kind of like a customer. Yeah, if you don't take care of it, if you don't nurture it, it's not going to grow.
Oh my God, you're right. I mean, as our drive up here, you were kind of explaining to me how you had to trim a few of the trees so that they could blossom. I mean, talk about a lesson for leadership.
Well, right. So yes, sometimes we end up having to get, qualify our customers, and we had to do that with some of our trees.
Yeah.
We had to look at the ones that had the best bloom, that had the best growth, and then we decided which tree are we going to keep, and because water is expensive.
I've become a new fan of avocados, just to let you all know. Again, crazy me. I got some videos and some friends telling me it's really good. Is it a fruit or a vegetable?
Fruit.
It's a fruit. It's a very good fruit to have. It's high in fat, but the pundits out there, the nutritionists, say you got to have that, and it's fiber and fat, right? And again, you have a recipe. You made us a great guacamole. And what else can avocados be used for? I mean, I've seen them put them on toast now.
It could be used in everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We have
Can you put it in
learned.
Spaghetti, macaroni, maybe?
Well, I haven't done that, but
I'm
you know
Italian.
what I did do?
I was just curious.
I made a avocado chocolate mousse.
What?
Yes, and it was delicious. Yes, so vegans would use, because the creaminess will substitute like the butter and the cream.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and so the avocado can be a substitute for a lot of things for like a vegan. But yeah, I mean, we put avocado on our burritos, we put them on our tacos, we put them on, yes, every morning I have avocado toast, right?
This is a field trip. Are we learning stuff or what? I love it. And we talked a little business. We talked a little avocado. Let's just kind of walk down near the end and point us out where we're going to actually. I'd love you to take me down where the grove is. I mean, I think that whole hillside is trees of yours, right?
Yes. So that right there, that whole hill is about 750 trees. Down the hill, which is kind of hard to see, that's going to be the other 100-ish.
Okay.
And so yeah, we'll take you down through both groves. We call it the green gold.
Green gold.
Green gold.
Cool.
Yes, we call it the green gold because in California, to be a farmer, water is very expensive, and so we are growing green gold.
Just to realize the amount of water that's needed to make all those trees healthy, wealthy, and wise. The water. I'm not going to tell what the water bill is because, so you have to literally just slowly step through the affordability factor of that, and I can see that as a huge challenge. It's a big business decision you guys have to make someday.
And you become so attached to a tree, like I do. I walk by and it's like, well, this one it looks so nice, but it doesn't have blooms on it. Or, it looks like it maybe has root rot. And so we have to make really tough choices when we're walking through our grove to decide which one lives and which one goes to tree heaven.
Do you ever get attached to a client like that?
All of them. They are my trees.
I know. I can imagine. I'm thinking about the nurturing that you're doing for clients and the nurturing you're doing in picking the trees and trimming them and getting them to be healthy and growing fruit each and every year and then sending them off to packaging. I mean, thank God you both have very, very good jobs because this would have probably taken years to become an official millionaires avocado farmer lady.
I don't think that anyone is a millionaire avocado farmer.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't think
makes
that's
sense,
maybe
yeah.
in Mexico, but not in California.
Because you got to have the right climate, you got to have the right soil. I mean, it's not anything. You just don't plant a tree and it grows.
Right. So every 6 months we have a soil and a leaf analysis done.
Okay.
Right. And that's going to tell us, if there's too much salt or, really what the tree needs. And so we do that every 6 months, and then we are on a program where we make sure that we're giving our trees. But the biggest thing is, you're right, is they just need water and they need lots of it. So I did a little experiment the other day. We have trees that haven't been watered very well, and we have trees that have been watered really well. And if you were to look at the avocados, a tree that wasn't watered well, 5 ounces. A tree that was watered well, 10.
Wow. Can you sell it for more money?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So like a 5-ounce avocado, I don't know what let's just say that one is going to get, like 50 cents, and we could get like $2 or $3 for, yes.
For the other one.
Significantly.
I love the analogy back to the business. Every 6 months, you got to have, if it's not you as the owner, but someone needs to come in and do an assessment in different processes and the systems, human resource, team culture, communication. It's more important than ever. You don't pay attention to certain aspect of your business today, and you slowly start losing it. You may not even know you're losing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I never even thought about it like that, but you're right. Like the person that comes and analyzes our grow for us is absolutely telling us, you're doing some things right, and you could be doing some things better.
Yeah.
And he comes and he checks on us and he walks our grove, and he does that with us on consistently, so that we know that, I'm investing money in the right trees in the right place.
It's no different than what you do.
No, you're right.
Really. Because on the way here, I was trying to come up with a connection that you would appreciate our discussion here. And how can Carm bring this into the aftermarket? Well, you helped me do that. Thanks you so much. Let's go down to the Grove. Okay, this is going to be fun, everybody. Hold on to your seatbelt.
See those big ones?
As we get further into our lesson on avocados, lots of cool little baby pictures. I think we may have some to insert in here, but I got a lesson that this avocado is extremely hard, and when it gets ripe, it gets dark, Rena?
Right. Yeah. So we literally picked this off the tree, 3 minutes ago.
Right.
And so it's still very green. It will turn black. An interesting fact about an avocado is you can keep avocados on the tree until you want them to ripen. So avocados don't ripen really while they're on a tree. And so now this one will probably take about 7 to 10 days, and the stem will fall off.
When the stem falls off, it's ripe. And you were telling us back at the house that if you buy an avocado from the grocery store, try to find them with, even if it's a little mini stem left.
Yeah.
And when that stem falls off,
you're good to go.
It's guac time.
Yep.
Thanks.
Those avocados are so much bigger now.
Oh, I bet you.
Since you guys have been
Do you see this tree right here?
Yeah.
This one right here closest to us? So that one was basically dead. We cut it back completely, and you see how it's starting to regrow? Yeah.
And those are our beehives too.
Yeah.
Yes, look at that avocado.
Ooh, we found an avocado. We should go look for it. What are we looking
That
for?
one home.
There it
Tracy.
is.
Oh, little buddy over there. You see, it's a little bit darker, so that one will ripen up faster than the green one that's underneath it.
Wow.
What a
That was
I
so
mean,
fun.
I love that last like 8 minutes of, getting out in the Jeep and very hilly, but I have a comment to make
Yeah.
that none of that was green screen. That is-
Yeah.
that vista, those backgrounds were real, and it was just awesome. What a fabulous place you have, and what a tough job on bringing these trees around.
Thank you. I appreciate you recognizing that. Like I said, when we were watching the video, you guys should see the way that the avocados look now. We actually, like, the trees are loaded. The avocados are huge. They are going to be ready to go, hopefully in March.
So how
Wow.
long does it take an avocado to grow from like the little babies that we saw to when you end up purchasing them and picking them?
Well, I mean, it's like almost a full year, really.
Wow.
Because as soon as we start picking, then we start seeing babies right away. So it's really like a full year for an
Wow.
avocado tree.
That's
And
incredible.
you're really nervous about the heat wave that's out there. You really could have damage from that.
Yeah, we can have sun damage. The tree could also just start rejecting the avocados just to stay alive. And so, we fingers crossed, saying
No,
prayers that that they're okay.
they seem like fickle trees. Now seem very difficult to kind of maintain. They're very particular from what it seems. I mean, you can't just take a watering can and then be good, right?
Yes, to be honest, Tracy, this is the only tree that I've really cared for in my life. I don't really know about other trees. So I know a lot about an avocado tree. I know that that their roots don't go down, their roots grow out. And
Oh,
so you have to be like careful with the root system. And yes, they need a lot of water. They like the soil that they're in. So Fallbrook, where we live, is the avocado capital of the world because this is the perfect climate, the perfect soil, the perfect everything for them. And so you guys have had our avocados before. They're amazing.
amazing. Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, they are. They were really. So if I wanted to get avocados from you, do I call? Do I write? Do I go on a website? How could I get some of Rena and Nate's avocados?
So we have a Facebook page. It's Casa Cielo Farms. And just hop on and send me a message. You can email me, you can call me, you can do whatever you want to get avocados. Most people find us or Instagram, Casa Cielo Farms on Instagram too. So either Instagram or Facebook.
It's important to spell Cielo.
Cielo, Cielo.
I got it. Casa Cielo Farms. Cool. So I loved the every 6-month analysis we did, while we were still out on the deck. And I found that fascinating and I think a great lesson for us. But I have a question. We talked earlier about the issue where the service advisor was doing it and another person came up and said, hey, you're doing this the wrong way.
Mhm.
What would you teach an individual who recognizes that there's a problem there on how they correct that without putting the individual in a bad place? What's the right way?
That's a good question. I think that it's pulling that person aside afterwards. I just don't think that we should correct in front of a customer, even in front of, another employee or a coworker. I think we pull that person aside and we say, hey, I noticed this. This is how we should be doing it. And I think the biggest problem is that there probably isn't a written process at that shop. And so that shop is allowing everyone to create their own process. And so someone says, hey, this is wrong. But the truth is we should probably create a process for it put it in writing, have everybody see it, sign it, and make it part of their daily routine.
Got it. So another thing, you had mentioned that you get attached to a tree.
I did.
And I want to know how that works.
Ask mom. Mom was like that.
I mean, the truth is that they're beautiful, and it makes me sad that, well, this one it doesn't have fruit this year. And if water was more reasonable, we would try to keep them all. Since you guys have been here, we've made a lot of changes. So the one area that had some dead trees, like right when we were coming down the hill, it was on the video. We actually are clearing that out, and that is going to be grapevines. And so we're going to see if we can get our green thumb at some grapevines.
Oh, what does that turn into? I wonder.
Hopefully wine.
Wow, you get your own label? Perfect.
Casa Cielo Vineyard.
I'll tell you, I felt like I
Whoa.
was living the dream in that Jeep. I felt like I was in Jurassic Park because the video doesn't show it, but you actually go up cliffs on this Jeep, and Nate's he is driving through thick bushes. We're going over rocks. I mean, it was an incredible ride, but you see that these trees are actually grown on inclines almost.
It's true. Yep. They like that slope for sure. And I always say to myself, how are we going to get up there and harvest on this crazy slope? But we figure it out.
And you handpick them, don't you?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Every single one will be handpicked because you have to cut the stem, right?
Okay.
You can't pull it you have to cut at the stem.
Now,
So,
and that's something that you had said with picking an avocado in a grocery store. What should you look for? What should you feel? The ones in the grocery store.
I mean, it's tough to say, but generally I like to get, well, I don't buy avocados in the store any longer, but when I am at a store before this, I am looking for an avocado that actually isn't ripe yet. Because the ones that are ripe are those are going to be the ones that are rotten. And so I let them ripen at home. And then you wait for the stem to fall off, because that lets you know, like when it just naturally falls off, that lets you know that it's ready to go. And I want to say this, not every single one of them falls off, but most of them do. Most of the stems fall off when they're ready to go.
Okay, so the secret when I go to the store to find an avocado, say I really want to make guac tonight, so I really need to find a ripe one. Okay, I mean I didn't plan my grocery shopping well, and I need to make guac tonight. So what would I look for if I want something for the weekend, and what would I look for if I want something today?
Well, I don't have good advice for finding one today. I mean, I guess if you're going to look for one today, you're going to want to look for one that doesn't have the stem. And if you're looking for one for like 3 to 5 days out, because remember I told you guys, once you cut an avocado from the tree, that's when it starts to ripen. And when our avocados are just harvested, so like in May, they will March, wrong M. They will take like 2 weeks to ripen.
Okay. All right. So as a grower, you can pick and then get to market, and there's still time for people to get them and have them be decent. Wow.
Yes.
Learned so much about that. Connected. By the way, one of the takeaways I got was green gold. And when I think about our industry, and when I think about the great people that work for us in this industry, we classify them as really critically important to our business. We call them gold, and that's what to me, I think what you're doing in the fields and what you're doing for your full-time job, empowering advisors, I almost think it is an incredible parallel, Rena.
It is.
It is incredible pair. Well, look if anyone has an idea for a field trip that we could come out and do now that we've broken the ice and we have our first one, we have another one in the can ready to go. It's actually being edited, and a million other ideas that have been coming into us as we've been talking to people about doing a field trip. So I just want to encourage people that occasionally we may go off structure and not necessarily do a virtual shop tour, but do something like this, because there's so many great people in our industry that have interests and hobbies that fulfill their lives. And I think this was a great start. So thank you to you and Nate for inviting us to Casa Cielo Farms and hanging out with you and seeing your beautiful avocado farm and in your lovely home. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Rena.
Glad to be the first one.
Yeah.